Hey everybody, welcome to Wow That's Nuts. Thanks for tuning in. Trace and I did some soul searching this week, and we came to the realization that toilet humor just really isn't funny. It's just a way for us to hide the fact that we're not funny and that we're just trying to hide and cover up and not pay attention to all the other problems in our life. So we've turned a new leaf. So as of today, we're gonna concentrate and focus more on our feelings. So we're gonna start out by asking each other how we're feeling. So Trace, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling weird.
Okay.
How are you feeling today?
Welcome to Wow That's Nuts! Anyway.
Let's start off the episode talking about what we talk about best. Do you know that? Does anybody else, I just want to know if anybody else does this or if it's just me. When your cat takes a crap and literally wakes you out of a sound sleep, is that just somebody with small house problems? Or does that cat crap like spread throughout a giant house? Because my house is only like, 1,046 square feet?
Well, let's be fair. You have the most crazy sense of smell I've ever witnessed in my life. You can smell anything at any time. I don't know how many. If I had a dollar for every time you said, "Do you smell that?" and I've literally not smelled anything at all, because you smell everything.
Because I'm a super empath, and super empaths, we are very sensitive.
Does that really have anything to? I think that's more biological. Like,
well, Graham had the nose that could smell anything, so she gave that to me. But it is, the cat craps literally wakes me out of a sound sleep. And here's the other thing. They figured out that if they do this at 5 o'clock, I will wake up at 5 o'clock. So all three of them take big giant craps at 5 a.m., knowing that's going to aggravate me enough to get up and clean their box because I can't sleep and I'm choking.
So you're saying they hold their crap all night and wait till 5 o'clock so you'll get up and feed them?
Yes. And all three of them do it. And it's like a powerhouse smell. It's coming from downstairs. If they're downstairs doing this, and the smell is outrageous. Does anybody else have this problem? I mean, I have 3 cats, so I don't know. But do you smell the cat crap around your whole house? You have a big house.
Well, I do. I clean it right away. But the thing I hate the most is when they crap and you clean it, and then 5 minutes later another one craps and you got to clean it again. That's one of the few times in life where you don't want free refills. Is in the cat box. And one of my cats will cover the other cat's crap if they don't do it, because some of them are lazy or stupid or both, and they don't cover their crap. So after they take a dump, my cat Marshall will go in the litter box and cover up their dumps. No matter who it is, he'll
That's
just
so
go.
Polite of him.
Yeah, he's a nice cat.
What a nice boy. He's like, you know what? I got that for you, buddy. Don't you worry about it.
I wonder if he's the newest member of the family, so I wonder if the cats all got together and said, "Hey, buddy, you're going to be the designated crap cleaner."
That's the initiation into the family.
They were like, "Hey, nice to meet you. This is your job now." And he's like, "Okay." But he's a good cat. So today is June 9th. We looked up a couple of things that happened on this day in history. One of them was in 1934. Donald Duck makes his film debut in The Wise Little Hen. The short-tempered duck, typically wearing a sailor suit, is one of Walt Disney's most famous cartoon characters. Donald's first book appearance was in The Adventures of Mickey Mouse, which was published in 1931. That reminds me of our childhood. We watched Saturday morning cartoons every Saturday when we were in school. And Looney Tunes was one of them. He was on Looney Tunes, right?
We would watch it. Did we watch it before school? Or would we watch it just on the weekends?
Well, there's no school on Saturday. I'm talking about Saturdays.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said while we were in school. Oh, meaning like when we were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little out of it today. But yeah,
DuckTales, that's what he was on. Was he on Looney Tunes too?
Yeah, no, I don't know. All I remember is that if we got up at 5:30, there would be the Wile E. Coyote and Bugs Bunny going on.
Yeah.
That was the What the heck was that?
That was Looney Tunes.
That was
No,
Looney.
I don't know. But we watched that. We watched He-Man, She-Ra, G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, they were always like back to back. So I think we watched cartoons from like 5:30 in the morning until like noon.
And then I would watch horror movies in the afternoon.
Oh my God. And I'd be like, I swear, I don't know if anybody else went through this too, but like we would be making breakfast for ourselves at like 7 o'clock, like 7 years old. I'd be making French toast for the whole family. I was in second grade making French toast for everybody.
I don't recall that, but
Yes, I did.
if that floats your boat, sure.
Me and Deanna did. We were making food for the whole house. You just don't remember because you weren't making French toast.
No, I was not making French toast. I was eating it though.
And then all of us would get together, all of us girls in school, and we would pick like every weekend it would be somebody else's house, and we would go to the video rental store, and we would always rent Pet Sematary, and we would watch that every single weekend and scare the living daylights out of us, especially when Zelda came. We'd all be under the covers and just scared.
That explains a lot. That's why we're so messed up now. Yeah, that Nightmare on Elm Street, Pet Sematary, Phantasm was one of my favorites growing up.
Like, I can't imagine, why did our parents think that was okay? But all of our parents did it. All of our parents let us watch these these horror movies that had, not only were they scary, but the content in them was really dark.
Well, there were maybe they didn't know how bad they were, but there were certain ones they didn't let us watch. Like The Exorcist was like the one movie that they were like, no, you can never watch this. So of course we were like intrigued by it, and we like snuck up when our parents were watching it at night. After we went to bed, we would sneak out and watch it from behind the wall, like peek around the corner and watch The Exorcist. And
like, what was going on during that time where we had some of the creepiest horror movies we've ever, like, to this day no one can top those movies, like Last House on the Left. Like, what the actual hell was going on then?
Movies now are more gory than they were back then because the effects are better. So there's like Hostel. Have you ever seen Hostel? It's like super gory.
Oh, I can't watch that. I will not watch that stuff.
Yeah, the torture stuff I don't really like.
No.
But I will say I watched a movie this weekend that gave me more anxiety than I've ever had watching a movie in my life. It was called Fall, F-A-L-L. You ever heard of that?
No.
It came out pretty recently, but it's about these two girls that are like thrill seekers and like rock climbers. So they made this, they go and climb this radio tower that's like the fourth highest structure in the United States, and they get stuck up there, and they're like, there's so many scenes where they're like dangling off the edge of this huge structure, and like I was so like, I don't get messed up. I've seen so many like horror movies and just crazy movies that nothing really affects me anymore. But that one was like I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. It was.
Is it a horror movie or just like a suspense thriller?
Kind of like suspense, but there's some crazy stuff that happens in it.
Yeah,
but nothing gives me like, nothing scares me in terms of movies.
Because look what we saw in the second grade.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that, I was surprised by how much anxiety the movie gave me, because nothing has affected me in such a long time in terms of movies. I
am saying though that like Stephen King movies were diabolically written. Like the content in those movies,
well,
I can't believe. I mean, we didn't know at the time what we were really watching, but like there was suicide in there. There were toddlers getting killed. Like, it was crazy.
Well, he was on like a crap load of drugs when he was writing all that, and doesn't even remember writing half of it.
He looks like he doesn't remember writing half of it, and that he was on drugs his whole life. I can't believe that guy's still alive.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anybody's brain that can operate. Well, yeah, I do. I mean, I work with the victims of people with these brains, but anyway.
Speaking of horror, we were talking the other day about all of the bodies that have been found in New England over the past few years in like parks and stuff, mostly women.
Yeah, Brendan said it best yesterday when I visited with Brendan. He goes, our good friend Brendan, he goes, people are scared of this, and that, and entities in the woods. He goes, we're the scariest thing on this whole planet.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Mm-hmm. Between March and early June 2026, at least 13 sets of human remains or bodies were discovered in wooded or aquatic areas across Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. sparking, though not confirming, fears of a serial killer. Victims, largely women, were found in locations including Norwalk, Killingly, Groton, and New Haven, and Springfield and Plymouth and Foster.
So the interesting part about all of this is that the cops were trying to say that there was no serial killer and that we didn't have anything to be worried about, yet this just kept happening for like a good year. People just kept showing up. Well, it was a few years, but that's why, guys, if you're going to go on hiking trails, you got to get yourself a Great Dane. And, just their poop alone will scare anybody to come near you. That's more scary than anything else.
Yeah. I guess you and our parents kind of share your Great Dane, and let's do a little song about Great Danes.
Yeah, this is for all of our Great Dane lovers out there.
I love my Great Dane. She's a gentle giant. She's kind and sweet, and so reliant. She walks in slow, like a baby deer. Big old paws and floppy ears. Oh, sweet Great Dane, guardian angel with a giant brain. You're a couch thief who loves to lean. Sweetest dog I've ever seen. But why you gotta fart like a demon? Why you gotta lean when I'm breathing? Why you gotta drink water like a concrete mixer? Shake your jowls all over my dinner. Woof, woof, ear slap to the face. Tail whip, knock over the face. She runs one lap, the whole house shakes. To me sound like an earthquake. And don't forget, they're scaredy cats. But the only thing scary is the giant crowds. Oh, I love my Great Dane.
Is that good, or should we do it again?
I don't think it's going to get any better than that.
All right. If we were smarter, we would make a page for our Great Dane Daisy and just put clips of her doing stuff, and it would probably do a lot better than this.
Yeah, some people are smart and they make money just by their pets.
So I played a show at Ocean Mist in Rhode Island with my cover band the other day, and this guy came up to me and he was like, what's your name? He was the sound guy. We usually work with a different sound guy there, but it was a new guy. So he came up to me while I was setting up, and he's like, what's your name? I go, Sean. And he goes, what's your last name? And I go, Garrity. And he's like, oh yeah, you're one of the best in Rhode Island. So immediately I thought this guy was messing with me. And he was like, I used to do sound for you back at Firehouse 13 when it was open. And I was like, oh, he's not messing with me. So he was like a fan, but he ended up doing sound for us that day. And he was like, are you guys still making music? And I was like, well, yeah. It's always embarrassing when people ask from our past, ask if we're still making music. And I don't know what to say. I'm like, I just say yeah, but I'm like, do I tell them that we're making music about farts? Because we used to make serious music. I mean, we still do, but it was just, those situations are always awkward.
Sort of.
Yeah.
It's one of those answers where you're like, kinda. I sort of make music still.
We make music, but we're in our midlife crisis now, so we make music about toilet humor, and that's how we deal with our problems. Some people buy sports cars. We make songs about farts. Yeah, our priorities have definitely changed.
We're finding our people, though. We're finding our people out there. Slowly but surely, you guys exist. You get it.
You know, it's funny. I used to be into cars, and now I wish I didn't have to have one because they're just a pain in the ass.
Yeah. It's amazing the things that happen when you are going through midlife. It's like things that were once cool they're not cool anymore. It's not cool to have an $800 to $1,400 car payment. That's not cool.
Nope, not at all.
Or to spend $70,000 of your hard-earned money on a car outright. No, that's not cool. I'm not spending the amount of money I used to 5 years ago I could have bought for a house in the Appalachia.
Yeah, you were saying you want to buy a truck because you want it to be the last vehicle you ever own?
Yeah, that's my thoughts. I'm going to get a big truck, the one that you can hang the balls in the back. Like, I'm going to get one of those. I'm seriously going to get one of those because I want it to be the last car I ever have in life. And it will be. That thing will probably get up. I'm going to buy one known that gets up to like 500,000 miles, some Toyota, and it's going to last me. That's going to be it. That's it. That's the end.
Speaking of trucks, that reminds me of you going to school in one of our friends' trucks. It was an old Jeep Comanche, and one of our mutual friends used to drive you to high school, and he put this like muffler on it that made it sound like an airplane. So anytime he came to the house to pick you up for school, you could hear him like 2 miles away because it sounded like an airplane was coming in to land on our driveway, but it was actually his truck. And then you got made fun of for
oh my god
for smelling like cigarettes when you got out of the car to go to high school.
Yeah, between mom and dad smoking, and then Sean and Dave in the car smoking, and I'd be the third one. I'd be sitting in between the both of them in the Jeep, and I'd come out and the kids in school are like, "You reek of cigarettes." I'm like, "I'm sorry, like I can't help it. This is my ride to school." It's not like anybody else was going out there. It was a 40-minute ride to high school every day. So I was stuck with that.
And then that got you hooked on gas station cappuccinos too.
Yeah, and that's when my anxiety attacks started. No wonder he introduced me to those cappuccinos. I think it was Sean, and they were like this big. You get them at the mobile station, and I'd be drinking that before I even went into class. No wonder I was like, those things are like. If you guys have, I think they're the same way. I mean, I could never drink that now. The sugar alone, I'd be like, oh my god.
Yeah, I can't drink those. Those are too much.
Yeah.
Regular coffee is enough for me.
No wonder I had panic attacks. I stunk like an ashtray. And I was all jittered up between the ride and the coffee.
So you were an easy target to be made fun of in school.
Oh God, I was such a dork for like the first 6 months of high school. I mean, I'm still a dork, but like I remember when your band was playing at the high school dance. It was like the winter ball or whatever. And you had me go up and sing Alanis Morissette's You Ought to Know. And I remember mom was like, everyone's going to look at you different in school tomorrow. Like on Sunday the next day. I had a panic attack at that show too. Brian Pepin and I were just talking about that. How I was like, do you remember me having a panic attack? And I had to like go hide in the auditorium after I performed it. And mom was right. Everyone did look at me different. It was really weird. But I was still a dork. Like, I was probably like 100 pounds, soaking wet, 5'8", looking like Kimmy Gilbert with braces. And like, I'm still that. Now I'm just a big fat dork.
No, it's true though. Nothing is more terrifying than the first few weeks of high school.
Oh my God.
It's just an awful experience.
I think I still have nightmares about it.
Unless you like go to high school with a bunch of your friends, which I did, and I still was like freaked out beyond belief for the first few weeks until I found people that were similar dorks like me to be friends with.
Yeah, the best thing that could have happened for me was that you were a senior when I was a freshman. So all of your friends you were protective of me. And there was you know how you go to the lockers and it was all by alphabetical order at the lockers. So I remember, I can't think of their names. It was 2 kids in my class that had the biggest Dumbo ears that there were. So what they thought they'd do is like be bullies so no one would bully them. And it was the funniest thing. Like the both of them had the big Dumbo ears and they were like ugly as sin. And they would come over and they'd do this thing where they would bump like the whole line, so everybody would go flying in like when they're trying to get their books out of their locker. And one day they bumped me from behind, so my head like slammed into my locker, And I remember, do you remember this?
I like the sound effect, how you did the kick.
And I remember.
I don't remember this, no.
You don't remember this? I came and told you at theater, because we were all in theater after school. And you and all your friends were like, we got it. And like the next day, these kids had no idea that I had an older brother and like all these upperclassmen, like people protecting me. And like 40 people, I swear to God, went up to him, were like, yes, it's like, you better leave Tracy alone. And like, you took Daryl, I remember, by the collar, and you slammed him up against the locker, and you like, don't ever go near my sister again. And then after that, they were super nice to me the rest of the time. Daryl and I actually became friends. Like, I think
that's typically how it goes. Like, I had
Yeah.
a bully in middle school too, and the one time I stood up to him, he left me alone after that.
Yep.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't always work, but you know, when it does work, it's nice.
Yeah, I lucked out because of all of you. I'm still a dork though.
We were definitely dorks in high school. Not much has changed, but our taste in music has changed a little bit. Let's name 3 bands we were into in high school and whether or not we're still into them now. My 3, I would say Led Zeppelin, Alice in Chains, and Dave Matthews. I was really into those 3 bands in high school. A lot of other ones too, but those 3 in particular. Led Zeppelin and Alice in Chains still 2 of my favorites. Dave Matthews Band, not so much.
Dave Matthews Band became like the jock band, and then you didn't want to go to the shows anymore. That's what happened to Nine Inch Nails. Nine Inch Nails used to be like, you'd see all the goth people there, and then all of a sudden, when I went in 2006 to go see Nine Inch Nails, because that's one of my 3 that I'm still.
What
into.
are your 3?
My 3 are Nine Inch Nails, Alice in Chains, and No Doubt. And No Doubt no more. But I'll tell you why in a minute. But yeah, that's what happened. It was the crowds that you didn't want to go to the shows anymore. Like whenever I saw people like fist pumping to Pretty Hate Machine, and they're all wearing like sneakers and like bro, gym attire at the concerts, and they were obnoxious, I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
It was really annoying.
That does kind of ruin it, huh?
It did ruin it. And it's just the way that they acted and stuff. Like, I can't explain it. It's just not fun.
You know what else ruins it is when a band that you like drops poop on people. That's never fun. Remember that story about Dave Matthews? Mm-hmm. On August 8th, 2004, a tour bus belonging to the American rock group Dave Matthews Band dumped an estimated 800 pounds of human waste from the bus's Blackwater tank through the Kinsey Street Bridge in Chicago onto an open-top passenger sightseeing boat sailing on the Chicago River below. The incident has been referred to as Poopgate in retrospective assessments. That sucks.
You know what sucks? Going to a Dave Matthews concert and him being so drunk that it makes everybody mad, and then they start riots. I went to a concert that literally happened in Hartford in like 1999, and it was one of the craziest things I've ever witnessed. People were losing it because he was so drunk he could not remember the words to his songs, and people were getting really mad.
Yeah, that's a good way to get you out of being into a band as well.
Yeah. So what got me out of No Doubt was when I joined TikTok. I still just use TikTok for like, I love to just consume content and not use the app itself for like my business, which I shouldn't do. I should use it for my business, but I don't. It's like my time to like go on there and like just see what other people are up to and what they're doing. And there was a trend. There's always these trends on TikTok where someone will say like, tell me about a time when, and then everybody will do it and they'll stitch the video and everybody will talk about their thing. So to this day, the girl that made this video and I are still like friendly on TikTok. We became friends because, so the thing was, tell me about a time where a celebrity was really rude to you. And when she told the story, I immediately knew she was not fooling around. Like she wasn't making this up. She wasn't looking for clout. Like it really happened to her and it hurt her feelings like tremendously. So we're like the same age. I think she's a little younger than me. And she looked up to Gwen her whole life. Like she was like my idol. Like I loved all their songs. I followed everything about her story, which I did too. And she's like, and she's comes from New York City. So she's like, one day it really happened. Like I'm literally walking by Central Park and there she was. She was with Gavin, and she was with the kids, and I think one of them was really little. And so this had to be like, I don't know, circa maybe like 2010, something like that. And she's like, I didn't know what to do. I knew I wasn't going to bother her. I wasn't going to go up and ask for an autograph or nothing like that because I didn't want to bother her and her family. She's like, so what I thought I'd just do is just stand there and give her like this smile because I was so excited and I just wanted to smile and wave at her. She's like, all of a sudden she looks over at me. She goes, she gave me a look like I was the biggest piece of shit going on the planet. She goes, it was like a look of like death. Like, you better not even think about it. You disgusting. Like, I don't think so. And she's like, my heart just like sunk. Like that's not the Gwen I saw on all the interviews, on all the, she was just always like so positive and upbeat. So people in the comments were like, well, maybe she was having a bad day. And my thoughts are like, I don't care if you're having a bad day. Like, everybody, you at least could have smiled if you, like, I don't know if it was the day you found out Gavin was cheating on you for the 13th time or whatever, but like you have I feel like you don't ever have the right as a celebrity to forget where you came from and to forget who made you. Like, if it wasn't for that girl and people like me, there'd be no hype on these bands. You know what I mean? So anyway, I told her, I said, if I remember I wrote in the comments, I think if that had happened to me around a certain time of my life that I was like devastated about everything else, that could like put somebody under, like just like something like that, just that you just be like, forget it. I give up on this planet. You know what I mean? Like, you never know how much you're going to push somebody to like whatever else they're going through.
That's one of the reasons why I've become more tolerant of other people and their bad behavior as I get older, because it's true. You never know what someone's going through.
Yeah, I mean, granted, like we were talking, like Gwen was probably going through whatever, but like you don't have the right to give a fan a dirty look. I don't know that, and then okay, so after that, then all these people were writing in the comments like, oh, my husband's friend was working with them, and she is like that. She's a bitch, and it just like went on and on and on, and then I was like, yeah, you really don't know people at all. You really think you know people by the way they present themselves and everything else on these, talk shows and interviews, and that's probably not even how they are.
Well, yeah, it's all performative. That's not a lot of them. That's not how they are in real life. Some of them are, some of them aren't.
And you know what's funny about that story too? Her and I were talking. The girl that posted this video, we talked for a long time after this, like just sharing stories, and I was like, how funny is it that Sting did the same thing to Gwen? Because she talked about it in an interview. She was a kid. She went to go get his autograph from Sting, and he was really mean and rude to her. And it like ruined her like whole perception of like, the same thing. I'm like, you just did the same thing that you like remember affected you as a child. Like, so it's kind of interesting.
Never forget where you came from, folks.
No, so I thought we would do a little cover for Gwen and her bad attitude that day.
Take this toilet paper off my mind. I'm exposed and it's no big surprise. Don't you think I know exactly where I stand? You're gonna push me with your hand. 'Cause I'm just a turd, a little lonely. Well, don't let me out of your sight. I'm just a turd, a billion could be. Will you let me with Taco Bell last night? Oh, I'm tired of waiting. Oh, I'm tired of waiting. Oh, running from your rear.
Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.